Hi, movie recap here. Today we gonna talk about a movie called The Other Lamp from 2019. This movie is about a man called Shepard who runs a cult. He is also the only male member of the cult and the rest of the members are female. The movie starts with two sisters Salah and Tamar who are watching the waterfall together and having fun. These two sisters seem very close to each other. After a while, they stand up and start to go somewhere. Finally, they arrive at their house where we see a lot of females in different clothes doing household chores. All the girls are controlled by only one single male called Shepard, and surprisingly they all worship him. All the women are classified into wives and children of a shepherd. The sisters dress in shades of blue while the wives dress in red type of clothes. Later we see the shepherd with his wives and daughters aligned opposite of each other having dinner. They have dinner and after that Shepard stands up from his seat. He thanks his wives and his daughter and also chooses one of his wives who would sleep with Shepard for the night, while the daughters sleep separately from each other. The next day the shepherd hosts a sermon with his wives and daughters gathered in the courtyard dressing white now. Shepard begins his teachings by explaining his sacrifice and other stuff and all the members listen carefully to Shepard. Salah on other hand gazes at Shepard with lots of curiosity. Shepard ends his sermon and dips his finger in animal sacrifice blood as all the members pray. Shepard then one by one puts blood on all the members. After a while, we see Salah and Tamar alone in distance together, but suddenly Salah sees Shepard coming, so he tells Tamar to go. When the shepherd arrives they both start to walk together and talk. Shepard jokingly asks Salah why she isn't concentrating on his teachings lately. Salah at first feels anxious but later realizes Shepard isn't serious. Salah also asks Shepard what happened to his mother, but Shepard doesn't reveal anything to her. Shepard then starts to play with Salah's hair and suddenly they both freeze. Shepard leans toward her to take a kiss, but at the end moment, he stops himself and leaves. Salah likes this behavior as she wants to become Shepard's wife. Later one of the wives, Eloise, shares her last night's experience with the shepherd. She tells Salah and her other sister how she felt so good with the shepherd. This makes Salah very jealous because Eloise is the same age as the other sisters but she is already a wife. Salah talks harshly with Eloise, but the shepherd has a rule that daughters are meant to respect his wives. Salah's bad behavior towards her sister makes one mother give her a chore. Salah then takes leftover food to a hut. On the road the body of a dead bird with maggots feeding on it makes Salah feel a little bad. Salah arrives at a wooden hut where we see two unhealthy women. These are the cursed and impure wives of Shepard. Salah treats them badly and refers to them as impure. That woman explains to Salah that they are only impure because of their periods, and soon Salah will face this same situation, which upsets Salah, so she leaves. On her way back home Salah feels extremely angry about her comments. That night Salah gets the duty to watch over her younger sisters. Salah couldn't sleep and found herself obsessing with the shepherd. She looks through the window and sees that one of the wives entering the shepherd's room. Salah also sees Shepard staring directly at her with Eloise and engaging in intercourse. The next day wives rub the shepherd's body and mothers also run the daughters, including Salah. Later we see Salah lying on the field waiting for pregnant sheep to give birth, but accidentally she falls asleep. When Salah wakes up she sees a bleeding lamb on the verge of death. Suddenly she feels uncomfortable and finds herself bleeding from her vagina, which reveals that her period has finally started. This makes Salah very tense. That night Salah sees that she's still bleeding. Tamar asks her about the lamb, to which Salah replies that she slept accidentally and a wild killed the lamb. We also see Salah's dream in which she stabs the lamb and screams. The wives take Salah to the church so they could inform Shepard about the death of the lamb. Surprisingly Shepard forgives her. Salah couldn't sleep. Suddenly she hears the siren of a police car, and when she looks through the window and sees the shepherd talking to a policeman. The policeman warns Shepard that his family has vacated the place and they have to find a new place as quickly as possible. Next morning Shepard gathers all the wives and daughters and tells them about it. Shepard also tells them that together they will find a new home for themselves. Suddenly Shepard falls, which makes everyone anxious and all run to help him except Salah. Shepard wakes up laughing, which makes everyone feel happy. We also see Celia sitting alone cause she's worried, but the shepherd encourages her not to worry. The family starts a journey to find a new place to live. They stay in tents at night to test and walk during the day. One night Salah has a nightmare. She sees herself in the water with her sisters. During the journey, they come across an abandoned house in the forest. They try to go in and check the house, but the shepherd stops it because they cannot stay there as it's a broken place made by broken people. They decide to place their tent outside the house. Curiously, Salah goes inside the house and looks at a picture, but suddenly Eloise comes and scares her. She reveals her marks to Salah. Later, Salah becomes unwell and everyone can see the bloodstains on her clothes. One of the sisters calls her impure. Everyone starts to discriminate against Salah because of this. Due to Storm, the family takes a rest and everyone looks at the shepherd who is holding his 2 daughters. On the other hand, Salah asks their wife about what happened to her mother. In return, she tells Salah that her mother joined the family with her. She also reveals Shepherd has lied, as her mother didn't die because of her childhood but due to Shepherd's refusal to seek medical treatment for her. She had an infection that took her life. They resume the journey. Suddenly, Salah sees a car and imagines herself inside it. She's wearing different and normal clothes in her imagination. At night during dinner, Salah stares at Eloise, who is pregnant, and Eloise stares back to make Salah jealous. One day we see Eloise feeling bad and the other wives tell her to give birth to the baby. During the birth, the baby survives and Eloise dies. One wife blames the shepherd for Eloise's death. That wife later meets with Salah and tells her that she can't travel them with anymore. She has decided to take care of Eloise's baby as Shepherd abandoned him because it's a boy and there can only be one male in the community, which is Shepherd himself. Everyone decides to take a rest. Meanwhile, Salah's hate for Shepherd increases, and when they reach a valley, Shepherd announces that this will be their new home. Shepherd then baptizes each one of them, but during Salah's turn, he keeps her head longer, which causes Salah to see her weird dreams. During the night, Salah couldn't sleep and Shepherd calls her. Tamar warns her, but Salah decides to go. Shepherd at first talks about Salah's beauty, then he puts a finger into her mouth so she couldn't scream. Salah sees another vision where all the sister murders Shepherd. The next morning all the wives go missing, which makes the daughter tense. They start searching and after a while they see a shepherd kneeling with the clothes of wives. Shepherd tells them that wives are no more and all the daughters have to replace and become his wives. He also wants to marry Salah first, but she refuses and calls Shepherd a murderer. Shepherd slaps her, but this time Salah slaps him back. Later we see 2 police officers discovers the bodies of the wives. They also find Shepherd's body on the tree with Ram's head. In the end, we see all the daughters at the waterfall with Salah standing apart. This is how the movie ends. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.